That should have hurt more than it did. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 video game moments that the hero couldn't have survived. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at the scenes in video games where heroes suffered through what should have been fatal injuries, yet still lived on to save the day or finish their mission. Be warned that there will be some spoilers ahead. Number 10, Bullet to the Head, Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne.
A bomb went off in my head. The bullet lodged in my brain moved a fatal, microscopic distance.
Conventional wisdom dictates that a gunshot wound to one's head almost always guarantees death. This sound principle seemingly does not apply to NYPD officer Max Payne, however, who finds himself cornered by ally-turned-adversary Vladimir Lem in the third-to-last mission of Max Payne 2. After a brief chat, Lem shoots Max, but rather than dying instantly, Max instead experiences an extended dream sequence, and then awakens thanks to some quickly applied CPR. On top of that strange occurrence, Max doesn't even require recuperation. He just keeps barreling through the game's end with no concern for the long-term impact of his injury.
Don't be stupid. You're not in shape to go anywhere. You'll die.
I don't care.
Number 9, Leaps of Faith, Assassin's Creed series. So is this the historical accuracy that Ubisoft claims to strive for, or not? A recurring mechanic in the Assassin's Creed games is synchronization, which allows the playable assassin of choice to uncover nearby locations and map markers. The catch is that they must climb to the top of various large buildings and structures in order to do so, with the only quick way down being to leap off of the highest point. These leaps of faith, as they are called, result in the player character landing completely unharmed in hay bales or the closest equivalent, which almost certainly defies several laws of physics. Number 8, Attacked by Harbinger, Mass Effect 3. In a last-ditch effort to activate the Crucible device, Commander Shepard and company charge alongside human and alien forces to a vital transport beam. Alas, their efforts are cut short when the Reaper known as Harbinger shows up, hitting everyone present with energy blasts. The situation appears to be dire, with panicked radio chatter in the distance and none of the task force appearing to have survived, and then Shepard just kinda gets back up. What makes this scene especially bizarre is that Shepard was hit full force with the energy and is sporting severe burns that definitely should have killed him. Number 7, Knife in the Chest, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Late in the campaign of Modern Warfare 2, Captain John McTavish, also known by his nickname Soap, follows his ex-CO Captain Price on a vengeful mission to Afghanistan. The duo end up chasing their target, General Shepard, off of a waterfall because Call of Duty, which all three manage to walk away from because Call of Duty. Already stretching believability to its limit, the sequence comes to a head when McTavish is stabbed in the chest with a big old combat knife. McTavish, in true logic-defying action hero fashion, pulls the knife out of his own sucking chest wound and manages to throw it one-handed while on his back, suffering from a sucking chest wound, into Shepard's eye. On top of that, this wouldn't kill McTavish until complications from another brutal injury in the next game.
So! No! So! You have to go now! Get off me!
Number 6, Surviving an Explosion, Tekken 5. Explosions mean basically nothing now, it would seem. Right in the opening moments of Tekken 5, we are reintroduced to the villainous Mishima and his son Kazuya, who are forced to work together to battle Jack 4 androids attacking the Honmaru dojo. There's complicated lore in this crap. Heihachi is eventually abandoned by Kazuya and left to the mercy of the Jacks, with their course of action being to self-destruct when surrounding their target. Dramatically starting one's game with death by fiery detonation has merits as an attention-getting move, but then the game reveals that the dude has survived and is still in fighting shape. So what exactly was the point of that scene? Number 5, Falling Off of a Cliff, Horizon Zero Dawn. You You'd think the multitude of stacking wounds and conditions would be fatal here, but I guess not. As Horizon Zero Dawn gets underway, we're slowly introduced to Aloy, an outcast seeking acceptance by her given tribe. During her trial to gain status with said tribe, a group of cultists catch her by surprise and nearly slash her throat. She is then rolled off the edge of a nearby cliff to spare herself a fiery end and falls somewhere far below, all while being exposed to freezing temperatures. To say that she would be very dead, even with the timely intervention of her tribe, is kind of an understatement.
Turn your face to the sun, child.
Number 4, Squall's Impalement, Final Fantasy VIII. Heights? What heights? Under orders to confront and assassinate the increasingly hostile sorceress Idea, Squall and his team infiltrate a parade and proceed to confront her good and proper. The fighting seems to be going their way, and then she kinda hits Squall in the shoulder with a magic ice javelin. We then get to watch as Squall collapses into the dark void below, seemingly sealing his fate. A short time later though, it's made clear that Squall was just knocked out by the fall and has no lasting damage from the ice. It raises a lot of questions about, maybe, he's actually dead and the rest of the game is a dream, but for the rest of us who are following the on-screen logic, this just kinda seems like it should be fatal. Number 3, X-Ray moves, Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat X. Though never really addressed in universe, these excessively brutal special moves were introduced in the 9th Mortal Kombat game, released in 2011, and have since become a staple of the series. The X-Ray moves, when activated, depict in great detail the various combatants smashing, crushing, and otherwise grievously harming their opponents. Given that we see the character's bones and limbs crippled beyond repair, it's a bit jarring to see them just get back up and keep fighting as though they're completely healthy. From our perspective, this is kind of a break in consistency between narrative and gameplay that could be easily explained, but simply isn't. Number 2, Trainwrecked, Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. Nathan Drake certainly got himself into all sorts of near-death experiences during Uncharted 2, from falling from a broken zipline to successfully running across a collapsing bridge. But the greatest suspension of disbelief on Drake's adventure is tied to a sequence in which he jumps onto and crosses along the length of a moving train. Drake unexpectedly gets shot by his former ally Flynn, using what seems to be his final breath to shoot an explosive barrel and catch Flynn's mercenary associates off guard. In spite of bleeding heavily and likely suffering many injuries from explosion and crash, Drake eventually manages to pull himself from the wreckage, shoot his way through the surviving mercenaries, and is quickly found by a local villager and brought to safety. Lucky doesn't exactly begin to describe it.
Come on! How about a break?
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Space! We're hit! We're going down! Brace for impact!
Number 1, Public Beheading, Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus.
We would have been so good together, darling.
The rebooted Wolfenstein series is filled with moments that seem completely impossible to survive. In the first game, the hero BJ got stabbed, lost consciousness, and then woke up in a furnace, yet was able to come out of that ordeal alive. I mean, sure, that's totally plausible, but do you know what isn't totally plausible? Getting revived after you have your frickin' head lopped off. I mean, there's brushing off of flesh wounds.
Just a flesh wound.
And then there's resorting to Futurama levels of ridiculousness by keeping BJ's head alive in a jar.
The only person on the planet hard enough to survive getting his head chopped off?
Oh, and the icing on a cake, the Resistance just so happens to have an artificial, headless body lying around for you to use. Just in case. For the record, not even the Black Knight from Monty Python got it this bad.
Yes, I have.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.